Michael Irvin tells the truth about Jerry Jones and the culture of Dallas Cowboys. So we're going to be going through that and 3 other stories in today's video. So make sure to like this video, and if you want more Dallas Cowboys news content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel by hitting that red button down below. The first story is Michael Irvin condemns Jerry Jones' decision moving forward with the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys disappointed their fans last week after the team lost in a big way to the Green Bay Packers. The team has managed to further disappoint fans once again after Jerry Jones announced that Mike McCarthy will be returning as the team's head coach for the 2024 season. Following this announcement, Michael Irvin, one of the greatest athletes in Cowboys history, expressed his disappointment in Jones. Here's what he said via Undisputed on FS1. "Do I think Mike McCarthy is a good coach? Yes, I do. You don't win 12 games in an NFL season if you are not a very good coach. But what we are talking about is an opportunity to go deeper, to win championships." I thought they had an opportunity to do that. Irvin has no issue with McCarthy, but considering the fact that there are better options available, such as Jim Harbaugh and Bill Belichick, he is surprised at the fact that Jerry Jones did not take advantage of this. He further pointed out some of the blatant mistakes made by the Cowboys in their loss to the Packers. Irvin's point is simple. I was disappointed because you, Mike McCarthy, did not pay attention to the details, and there was someone out there that was detail-oriented, Bill Belichick. Michael Irvin was hopeful of the Dallas Cowboys bringing Bill Belichick on board. The former wide receiver's belief is that Mike McCarthy can only help the Cowboys win the regular season and lead them to the playoffs. But he has failed to show that he can lead the team to the Super Bowl. McCarthy's record as HC of Dallas in the postseason is 1-3. This is what separates good coaches from the great ones. When the playoffs come, great coaches like Belichick ensure attention is paid to every detail, no matter how small. Besides, Belichick has a proven track record. He has been to multiple Super Bowls. He is a mastermind when it comes to defense. And most importantly, no matter how high the odds are stacked up against him, he never caves into the pressure. I thought this was going to be a championship year. I thought things were going to be different right now. The decision is another loser. Michael Irvin really thought this was the season wherein the Cowboys were going to break their nearly 3-decade-long Super Bowl drought and win a championship. Despite having a great season which ended with the team coming atop the NFC East, the Dallas Cowboys failed to get past their first hurdle. All Jerry Jones did is send out a message that Cowboys fans will need to continue to keep hope and pray their team does not falter yet again next season. Whether it's a pregame hype video on AT&T Stadium or in the aftermath of another lost Dallas Cowboys season, legendary wide receiver Michael Irvin knows how to fire up a fan base. And his latest speech is calling for some heads to roll. After pointing out every other home team had won during the wild card weekend, Irvin talked about the franchise's history and tied it to Sunday's embarrassing loss to the Green Bay Packers. "When I got here, I understood the men before me. They built the Dallas Cowboys. They made this America's team," an angry Irvin said in a viral social media post on Sunday night. "They put a championship on the table. Before I got here, my job while I was here is to match what they have done, because they built it. They handed it to me. They put my damn championship on the table. That's all we have. Put your damn championship on the table, and you couldn't do it." Irvin closed the clip, which you can see below, with what seemed like a demand for Jerry Jones. All their asses gotta go. Irvin's video is more than just a way to get engagement on social media. It's an accurate representation of what Cowboys Nation is feeling right now as the wait for an NFC Championship game appearance is extended for yet another year. And what's more, it's a representation of the problem the Cowboys front office is currently facing. Changes gotta take place. But which? Do they move on from head coach Mike McCarthy? Do they avoid extending Dak Prescott in 2024, who vouched for Mike postgame? And what about upcoming free agents and young players seeking contract extensions? Buckle up, everyone. This offseason is going to be a long one, and it will get started pretty soon as a McCarthy decision looms on the horizon. The second story is proposed trade would send Dallas Cowboys QB Trey Lance to Rams. The Dallas Cowboys only just acquired quarterback Trey Lance last offseason, but they could send him back to the NFC West. The former San Francisco QB is still looking for his next proper chance, and that could be with the Los Angeles Rams. Bleacher Report's complete NFL offseason trade guide addresses the needs of all teams, including the Rams. They propose a 2024 fifth-round pick for Lance, slotting him as the backup and mentee of Matthew Stafford. Stafford showed that he can still play at a top level in 2023, and he'll return for 2024. However, he'll also turn 36 next month, the article states. It's always good to have a succession plan in place, and Lance would be an intriguing one. The 23-year-old was replaced by Brock Purdy in San Francisco and hasn't seen the field in Dallas. He still possesses an intriguing skill set, though, and could be a fun developmental project in McVay's spacing-based offense. There are no reports or leads that Lance could be traded this offseason, but it is still an interesting idea. After a difficult start with the 49ers and a year on the bench with the Cowboys, Lance is probably looking for the best possible play to learn and get his next chance. San Francisco made a blockbuster move to acquire Trey Lance, trading 2 first-round picks to the Miami Dolphins in order to take him at number 3 in the 2021 NFL Draft. Coming out of North Dakota State, Lance was a surprise selection over other members of the QB class. The 49ers were still riding with Jimmy Garoppolo at that point. So, Lance was given a year to develop on the bench. However, an injury to Garoppolo thrust Lance into his first 2 starts. As Pro Football Reference shows, Lance took advantage of his 6 total appearances with 603 passing yards, 6 total touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. There was optimism heading into 2022. Lance was named the team's starter, but a brutal ankle injury in Week 2 immediately sidelined him for the entire season. That led to Purdy's first opportunities, and we all know how that's going. Lance was then traded to Dallas once the 49ers decided on Purdy for 2023. The former NDSU star did not make a single appearance for the Cowboys in 2023. While Lance is still on his rookie contract, the fact that he was picked at number 3 overall means the cost in 2024 is pricey for a backup. According to SpotRack, it's not the base salary that is the problem, it's the roster bonus. Lance is due $1.6 million in salary, but will receive a $4.26 million bonus for making the 53-man roster. It's hard to justify $5 million for any backup, but a project like Lance doesn't help. If the Cowboys were far under the salary cap limit in 2024, there would be no problem. However, they are already projected to be $11.5 million over the limit. Jerry Jones and the Dallas front office can easily get under that total, but $5 million spent on a backup just isn't efficient. The third story is Cowboys trade pitch dumps $57.5 million bust and adds former first-round wide receiver. Of the many challenges ahead for the Dallas Cowboys in the 2024 offseason, the one that dominates them all is creating cap space. The Cowboys need to work out deals for stars Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and Micah Parsons, among others, and we can quibble about which is more important in the long term. But none of that matters much if the cap can't be cut in the short term. And the Cowboys' Michael Gallup is the best means of doing so. There are some obvious candidates for an exit to help make that happen. But the most obvious, and the one who has been most discussed throughout the season, is wide receiver Gallup, who has never lived up to the 5-year, $57.5 million contract he signed in 2021. The Cowboys could cut him after June 1st and save $9.5 million, but they'd still be on the hook for part of Gallup's salary. A trade gives them a cleaner break, and Bleacher Report is suggesting one that would cost a significant draft asset, but allow the Cowboys to at least take a chance on a young guy to replace Gallup. The Cowboys would send Gallup and a third-round pick to the Titans for Treylon Burks, the 2022 first-rounder who has struggled to catch on in Tennessee. It is almost a certainty that Gallup has played his last game in Dallas. If that is the case, then at least it could be said that he had his most productive game in his finale when he caught 6 passes for 103 yards in the playoff loss to Green Bay. That's the only 100-yard game of Gallup's 2023 season, and his first since 2021. This is Gallup's 6th season in Dallas, and it was his least productive. He averaged just 24.6 yards per game. The 5th straight season that number has declined. With that in mind, here's the specifics of BR's trade to the Titans. Hypothetical trade. We'd love to see WR Michael Gallup, 2025 third-round pick for WR Treylon Burks. In this hypothetical scenario, the Cowboys would deal with the Tennessee Titans, a team that is short on receiver depth and long on cap space, $74 million. In this scenario, Dallas would pair Gallup with a future third-round pick to land Titans receiver Treylon Burks, who has struggled to live up to his draft status in Tennessee. Burks has flashed some downfield ability, and swapping out a pricey veteran contract for a rookie deal would be a win for the Cowboys. What this amounts to for the Cowboys is giving away a third-round pick in next season's draft to get off of Gallup's money. Burks is a long shot to pan out, having caught just 49 passes for 665 yards in the last 2 seasons, appearing in just 15 games. He earned a grade of 52.4 at Pro Football Focus, which was just 119th out of 128 graded receivers in 2023. He has a cap hit of $3.9 million, and despite his struggles, he is still a 6'2" former first-team All-SEC receiver with 4.55 speed.